Hello, we're on Module 11. Module 11 actually isn't a compulsory module in the setup. However, it is quite important that you go through this module because I'm going to cover some very important material that may not apply to your setup that you were doing or are doing today, but might very much be applicable to any other setups that you do, particularly if you're a dealer or a distributor or installer, and even an end user if you're going to be removing the processor box from your current setup and moving on to another setup. Module 11 shows you how to take the emitter and set up the emitter in a manual mode so that you can then set up those televisions and projectors that you were not able to set up with the presets. In Module 10, we covered the presets. We showed you how to go from one technology to another technology and how to go through the red lights to come up with the proper brightness and get a proper picture. If you fail to get a satisfactory result, that will then have you come to Module 11 and you will go to a manual mode, and I'll show you how to access that manual mode and be able to then fine-tune that television or projector. Technologies that we know today are not incorporated in our presets, are like DILA type of projectors or types of projectors, and there might be some televisions, some Samsung models that might require you to actually go to a manual mode. Now, manual mode is nothing different than a full range of ability to control and sync your duty cycle and delay cycle, which are technical words, but in other words, your ghosting, crosstalk, flicker, as well as brightness. The product, 3D Now processor, is such a robust product. Not only that it supports all the formats that we talked about, 26 different formats, but it has a capability of locking into a right picture with hundreds of different players and hundreds of different displays. Very few products out in the market that are electronic products and that are connectivity products that actually fit in between two different sources can operate as well as our product does. Manual modes or manual mode helps you to then fine-tune those displays that did not fit in the preset and still drive the result that you're looking for. In the case of some large distributors, if you happen to find that your particular display that you often sell or is your main vertical market display, if you want to have it set up in a preset mode, we could do so. We could actually take the preset values and change them to incorporate the values of displays that we find through manual mode to simplify the setup for a specific vertical market or a specific distributor dealer. So that is also available to you. We have the capabilities of really structuring the product as and how you like. Now, let's go and try to set up. In this case, we're going to set up the same television, which we were able to actually set it up via preset, but we're going to access the manual mode and see what the settings are going to be in the manual mode for this television and show you how to access it and how to fine-tune your television and get the proper 3D viewing. So here I go. I have my emitter. Once again, it is lit to 5 LEDs. I want to make sure that I am in preset. I'm going to tap and nudge it and do it again. And yes, I'm in two preset value of 2 blue LEDs and 2 reds. This is where I left off. Now, if I want to take this particular emitter and shift it from presets to manual, I'm going to unplug the cable and plug it back in. I'm going to go through, and you will often find that you will see these red flashing LEDs that will then change to blue LEDs, and that's because this emitter found a 3D signal locked into the 3D signal. If you only see red flashing LEDs, we talked about it earlier, that means you're not getting the proper result from your emitter, and then we need to look at that and address that as we had discussed earlier. But here I am locked in. Once again, I nudge the joystick and the lights are off. Now, at this point, rather than just tapping or nudging the joystick to the left and releasing it, I am going to hold it. I'm nudging it, tapping it, and I'm holding it. I see two purple lights that change to two blue lights. Two blue lights, and I released it.